Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on African Confessions. There is a message that I want to share with you guys, and this message, it comes from a translation of a message that I received. Indeed, strange things do happen in this world. The message reads like this. Hello, Brother Nanshi, how are you? Can you please post my own story as hidden identity? My brother, I am a man who is aged 40 years old. One can say that you are still too young for you to have 16 children, but I have 16 children within 3 countries. I have kids in Botswana, South Africa, as well as my home country. I have kids with different women, and some I do not even know, because whenever I would sleep with a woman, then she will report back to me and she will tell me that she would have fallen pregnant for me. And all of these things, I can blame it on my grandfather. He was the one who gave me all of these charms when I was still very young. He started with me as long as I can remember, but most of the stuff that he did to me, the things that I can remember, they happened when I was about 17 years old. My brother, my story goes on like this. I grew up as a well-reserved person. Even my own grandpa, as well as my mom and dad, like, they didn't want to associate with a lot of people. Even in the area where we stay, some people do not even know, like, most of our relatives, because my grandfather had given my father some charms that he was supposed to use for his businesses. So these charms, they didn't want, like, for him to have his relatives hanging around most of the times. The house was supposed to be kept quiet at all the times. We were even not allowed to watch TV or to make a lot of noise, because his charms, he said that whenever they were disturbed, then it meant that he was running at a loss at his workplace. So I grew up as a shy guy, one who was unable not to be around women. I was not comfortable being around women. Whenever I was around girls, I would shiver so much, to think that there was something wrong that was with me. There were many times that I would end up wetting my pants when I was around people like that I didn't know. And I can say that I am more like a social outcast. Even right now, I struggle a lot. So my grandfather, since he was from Malawi, he knew a lot of charms, and he used these charms on me. And when I was in the village, when he found out that I used to pee myself whenever I was in the company of women or strangers, my grandpa then said that he wanted to give me some charms so that the charms can assist me and I can date a lot of girls, since I was really afraid. One day he called me into his bedroom. When I entered into his bedroom, he came back. He was holding a cup and some charms. These cups, they were in a plastic bag, those charms. He mixed the charms with warm water, and he said that I was supposed to drink those charms that he had mixed with the warm water. I waited, my brother, until he had given me the go ahead. The first time around, when I drank those charms, I vomited like no man's business, because the charms, they were just too much for me. And he said that I had to keep on drinking these charms, so he kept on mixing the charms. I would vomit and he would insult me and he would say that I was a coward, and this made me to drink more and more. So I don't know if he gave me charms that were an overdose, because of the way that I started drinking, wanting to prove a point to him that I was not a coward. And after I had successfully drank the charms, he said that now girls will come for you. Even married women, they will start loving you. At that time, I was just a boy. I was only 17 years old. To me, it was like fun to date another man's wife. But now I can see the things that I do sometimes, they are not okay, because in my own lifetime, I have experienced 2 murders. 2 women have been murdered, all because of me. Because usually what happens to me is that whenever I start dating someone, if the husband notices that I am dating his wife, even if he beats up the wife will be so much stubborn because of these love charms that I would have used on her. I do not use any physical charms at all, but they are inserted in my blood. The moment that I share the same bed with a woman, the moment that our bodily fluids will mix with each other, then it will mean that she will be so much addicted to me, so much that she won't have a mind of her own. My brother, after I had drank those charms, I returned back home. It took me only 2 weeks, and I was chasing after teachers at school. I can say that the teachers at school, they were the ones that were chasing after me. I started sleeping around. I started sleeping around with women that were older than I was, and some of the girls that were in my own age group. I ran away from my parents' house because a lot of guys, they would come and they would threaten to beat me up, since I was dating a lot of women. At the age of 19, same time, I impregnated 3 girls from my class when I was now in university, and that was my way of living from one place to another, because whenever I would be, women would love to sleep with me. Sometimes I would move in with a woman at the place where she will be renting. Then at the end of the day, I will end up sleeping like with the landlord's daughter or with the landlord herself. So I never had any proper place to stay. It then happened that when the second murder happened, that was when my sister, who was in Botswana, she said that it is far much better for you to come here. So I then went there, my brother. But this thing, it followed me until right now. I have 18 children. When I was there, I had one boy with this other lady, but amongst all of my children, I can say that this boy is the one that is closest to my heart. I even attempted to steal this boy so that I can bring him to Zim. What I did is that I lied to the mom and I told her that I just wanted to go to town with the boy so that I can buy some clothes for him. Well, I had other intentions. My plan was that I would pass through South Africa, and my brother, unfortunately, my heart started bleeding when that boy started crying for his mom when we were in town. I then returned back, and the mom, she was suspicious of me and she grew tired of me. I then found myself working in South Africa. I caused so much mess in the location where I was staying, so much that people started hating people from my country because of the way that I was sleeping around with other guys' wives. And then there were people that were threatening me. I had to run at that time. This was after I had slept with this other guy's girlfriend, but the guy, he was married, but he didn't like the way that I had stolen his girlfriend, and he threatened that he was going to find someone that was going to shoot me. I got onto the bus and I came back home. But the life that I am living, it is not a life that is nice, my brother, because as I am right now, I do not have like a home where I can say that this is my home, because women are always chasing after me. And all the kids that I had, amongst the 18 kids that I had, I do not have any bond with any of them. Yes, I love them as my children, but I then said that I know that you have a lot of kids, but as we are speaking right now, you are like a man that never had any child at all, because across 3 countries, yes, I have kids, but they do not have any bond with me. If I were to get sick right now, there is no woman that I once had a child with that will ever come and visit me. So I do not want that situation whereby at the end of the day, at my funeral, I won't have any child. I won't have any of my kids coming to attend my funeral. That will be the most painful thing that would ever happen to me. Please, when you post my story, ask this question to your listeners. What am I supposed to do in this situation? I am tired of dating more and more women, because the last option that I have is to find one that I can settle with. But I know that I will never be able to settle with one woman, because in my past, I have done a lot of things that I am not proud of. So I am looking for any advice that I can get. I have humbled myself. Any advice that is going to come my way, bad or good, I am going to accept it and try to use it to change my lifestyle. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our listeners. He made a screenshot of the women that he is dating. It is just a sorry thing Yo, dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear listeners. He made a screenshot of his WhatsApp. Yo, strange things do happen in this world. It was like 1,000 messages from different women. No WhatsApp groups. They were just ladies from different countries. Some of them, he said that he meets them online. Some of them physically. He does not know how to control himself. He does not know when to stop.